the one, the only, Ben Sion.
Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Doubles. We continue the first parak of Succah, parak Aleph, Mishnayos Hey and Vav. Mishnah Hey says, "Chavile kash v'chavile eitzim v'chavile zradim ein mesachin behen." You have bundles. You have bundles of straw, bundles of pieces of wood. Zradim are different types of reeds. You have a bundle of them. Ein mesachin behen. You can't use them as schach, even if you have in mind to put them as schach. There's nothing wrong with them. They're gedul karka. They're not makabel tuma. The reason you can't use them is because it's halacha of tasa v'lo min ha'asla. You're supposed to make the sukkah, not something that was used. And generally, when you put a pile of wood, you put it in your backyard. You put it to dry out because it's wet. That's why you buy it when it's wet, and therefore you have to let it dry. And if you were to use that for sukkah, if your intent, we said you don't have to make a sukkah l'shem sukkah, but the Gemara says as long as you make it for the purpose of sale, right? It has to protect you, give you shade from the sun. That's the point of a sukkah. You don't have to make it for the mitzvah of sukkah, according to Beisil, right? Sukkah Yeshana is kshera, according to Beisil, but you have to make it for the purpose of sale. But if you make it liyavish, to dry, that's not considered making sukkah. So therefore, even though when sukkah comes around, you untie the bundle and you have in mind, since when you originally put it on top of the sukkah, it was psul, so therefore if tasa v'lo min ha'asla, it's a problem. I'll discuss in Ian Mitzion why tasa v'lo min ha'asla is a problem. However, if you put them to dry and then you untied them before sukkahs, right? That's considered a ma'isa. It's considered building new. And all these bundles, even if you don't untie them, are kosher for the walls, because the schach is really the main part of the sukkah. The walls are learned out of the word sukkos, but they're not as important as the schach, and therefore the real psul of tasa v'lo min ha'asla is only by the schach. Vav mesachim and asarim divrei Rabbi Yehuda remeir oser. Let's say you have planks of wood. It's very happened. You go to Home Depot, you buy planks of wood. It depends how can you use them for your schach. It depends how big they are. So if they're 4 tvachim, everyone says you can't use them. If they're less than 3 tvachim, everyone says you could use them. The question is 3 to 4 tvachim. So according to Rabbi Meir, you can't use them. The reason you can't use them is because they're similar. The reason 4 tvachim you can't use is because it's similar to things you would use for a roof of your house. And you might come to live in your house during sukkah, so that's definitely possible. It has to be a diras arai. And even according to Rabbi Yehuda, it has to be a diras, not a bias. A bias is possible. But between 3 and 4, do we assume, or we goes there, you might come to sit in the house. So according to Rabbi Yehuda, we're not going. According to Meir, we do. Now, if most of your schach is kosher schach, but you happen to have one board that's 4 tvachim, so that's okay, because again, it's batal barov. Most of your schach is kosher schach. But you can't sleep under, or you can't really eat underneath that piece of wood, because that piece of wood, 4 tvachim, is possible both according to Meir and Rabbi Yehuda. Because of Gzeira, you might come to sit in your house, so therefore you can sit in the whole sukkah. The sukkah in itself is kosher, just make sure to sleep and to eat not underneath that beam. Hope you enjoyed today's share. Stay tuned for Yomi Mitzion, where I discuss the psul of tasa v'lo min ha'asla and really why that's a problem by sukkah. Ian Mitzion coming up next.